Okay, we're gonna recap this Laila Ali and Clarissa Shields situation. Okay, I'm gonna do a little course notes. Clarissa Shields been calling out Laila Ali for the longest time, and obviously, you know what I mean. Laila Ali's the biggest name in boxing up until Clarissa did her thing, and you know she wants to be known as the greatest. So in order to be the greatest, you have to beat the greatest. So you call out Laila Ali. Now, Laila Ali, you know, keeps on dancing around and, you know, doesn't want to fight, all that kind of stuff. And Layla's like, okay, you know what? I'll do it for the right price. So they're like, what's the right price? Yo, give me 10, 15 million. That's the right price. So Clarissa says, what? Okay, bet. She goes out and gets sponsors to put up $50 million for this fight. Okay? So the money's there, right? Laila Ali's like, okay, well, you know, she decides to go into promo mode. You know what I mean? Like, this is the stuff she used to do before she was gonna fight. You know, she promos the fight. So I'm like, yeah, baby, this fight's gonna happen. You know what I mean? But realistically, the truth is that Laila Ali is almost 2 decades older than Clarissa Shields. Ain't no possible way anybody in the right frame of mind believes that Laila is gonna win. But that's not the point. The point is that the fans are gonna get to see what they, you know, the fans are gonna get to see what they always want to see. It's not really about who wins or who loses, because, you know, realistically, how's a world champion, current world champion is gonna lose to the former world champion almost 2 decades ago? It's not gonna happen, right? Laila Ali's supposed to lose. Okay, back to the promo. Layla's promoting. She's talking about, you know what, I would have came back, but there wasn't anybody that I felt was worthy to come back to. There wasn't any competition. Clarissa is the world champion. So what you mean there's no competition? I'm the competition. So what are you trying to say, right? So Clarissa once again, you know, calls out Laila. And, you know, Laila starts talking smack, right? So Clarissa tells her version of what happened between Laila Ali and her. You know, she was talking about, well, me and Laila used to be cool and all that kind of stuff. And she started sneak dissing and hating, you know, under the quiet and stuff like that. But, you know, I had a lot of respect for her and all that kind of stuff. But now I just want to whip her, you know. I want to whip her ass, right? Pause. But Layla's like, hey, you know what? Ain't no way Clarissa will beat me. Ain't no way Clarissa will knock me out. And I'm Mr. Neutral, because I want to stay neutral in everything, right? Realistically, Clarissa doesn't have too many knockouts in her catalog. You know what I mean? Once again, Laila Ali has a ton of knockouts, probably a good 95%, 96% of all of her fights. She won by knockout. So do I think Clarissa could knock out Laila? Nah. Do I think Clarissa is a better technical skilled boxer? No. Do I think Clarissa is a younger fighter? More energy, you know, more drive. Just the youth that she has compared to Laila. Will she win? Clarissa, absolutely she'll win. She ain't gonna knock out Laila, but she gonna win. You know what I mean? Laila is up there, man. She's almost reaching 50. Come on, like, realistically. So there's no shame in the game. There's no shame if Laila actually lost, because realistically, all you gotta do is just hang with a young buck, you know, hang around for a couple of rounds, make it slightly competitive for the last couple of rounds or the first couple of rounds. You won. You know what I mean? You won. So it'll be similar to like a Mayweather coming back and, you know, hanging around with Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? You won, dude. Like, you are a former world champion years ago, and you come back out of retirement, inactivity for a decade or two, and you're hanging with a current world champion? Come on, man. You gotta respect that dude. You gotta respect that man. It's not about winning or losing. It's about, I'm not even supposed to be hanging around with the world champion. Back to Laila and Clarissa. You know, Laila doesn't want to admit that she's washed up. She doesn't want to admit that she can't do it. So she give Clarissa a number to fight, you know, the 50 million that she believes Clarissa wouldn't be able to obtain, this count of money to make this fight happen. Because realistically, you know, people been talking about Laila's making maybe $1 million a year. I don't think so with her cooking stuff. I don't think she's making that. But hey, if you're gonna come back, make it worthwhile. So throw that number out. But Clarissa comes up with the money. So Laila now puts out an almost 30-minute video, part 1, talking about how this rivalry started, talking about how Clarissa was disrespectful, disrespected her dad, all that kind of stuff, and blah 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 blah. Like the whole hour explaining her integrity to the sport and why, you know, she probably will beat Clarissa, all that kind of stuff. And you know, she paraphrases it by talking about, hey, watch until the end of the video and you're gonna know if I'm coming back or not. So we watched the whole video, almost 30 minutes, talking about nothing and no hint if she's coming back. But then she says, you gotta watch the part 2. So I'm like, okay, this girl, you know, she's building this up, you know what I mean? Because these are professional videos, right? They're not no cell phone videos where her and her homies did. They're actually a broadcast production here, right? You know, yeah, check it out. So she tells us watch for part 2. She don't tell us when part 2 is coming, but she tells us watch for part 2. So boxing fans just sitting there, days, couple weeks, whatever, waiting for part 2. You know what I mean? Because part 2 probably is gonna be, okay, I'm in. We're gonna fight. This is the date. It's on, baby. I'm back in training mode. That's what we think Laila's gonna do, right? So part 2 comes out. So when part 2 comes out, same foolishness again, explaining why Clarissa's a liar and all this kind of stuff and how Laila could beat her and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the video, Laila says, and that's the reason why I'm not gonna fight her. What? So you did this motion picture videography like to say I'm not gonna fight? What's the point of that, right? There's 50 million on hand here. And you know, I put out a slight video before, and y'all check it out. But you know, you had a couple of Laila stands, right? Laila fans talking about Laila has a cooking channel, cooking network, and she's making this kind of money. And listen, man, Laila on her best night is not even making $100,000 per episode. I would even argue if she's even making 10 to 15,000 per episode. It's not happening. Period. It's not happening. So let's be optimistic. Let's say Laila is making about $100,000. Let's say she's making $1 million per episode. She's not, because Seinfeld, he was making, you know, 500,000. Eventually, I believe he was making $1 million, and that's the #1 show on the planet. So let's say Laila Ali is breaking records and making $1 million an episode for one night. Clarissa Shields is promising you $15 million for one night. And since Laila doesn't want to admit that she's scared, doesn't want to admit that, you know, her undefeated record is on the line, she doesn't want to lose that, she's willing to forfeit $15 million. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Mike Tyson. I don't care if you're Evander Holyfield. I don't care if you're Floyd Mayweather. Even Mayweather's not giving up $50 million for one night. It's not happening. Okay? Laila Ali, I think she took on the persona of her dad to the point that she did a lot of talking. But the only part with it that's a little bit different, and Clarissa touched on this. Clarissa said, listen, your daddy never would have done this. Your daddy never would have backed away from this fight. You know what I mean? Your dad, the greatest boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali, wouldn't have talked and not back it up. Laila talked and talked and talked and talked without 1 ounce of backing anything up. It's like she wasted people's time, man. Like, what was the point of all of that?
I get it on the go, get it on the go. I get it on the go, get it on the go. I get it on the go, get it on the go. I get it.
And I can't hold back this feeling. Oh, what a rush.
Get it on the go, I get it.
And I can't stop fighting this feeling.
I get it on the go, get it on the go.
Now,
What a rush.
mic check, the check gets cut. Yeah, that's the movement.